Welcome into the Wednesday show. We've got an absolute metric ton of things to cover today. I want to lead off by telling you I've opened a Twitch because I like to separate my video game streams from my regular streams. So if you want to hang out and play video games, please take a second to follow there. Also, I will be doing a live stream cover of all of the articles I missed in today's episode, which is like another 10. That's going to start around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, or about 2 hours after this video goes live. So let's get into it. Let's start with, well, bad news for the Young Turks. We've got a second round of layoffs going on, and that makes just 2 so far, and the year is young. We've got them slashing staff, drops entertainment programming. So basically, they're dropping anything that isn't their political propaganda. It's almost as if nobody cares what they have to say anymore. The layoffs come just 2 months after the channel's most senior on-air talent, including Nomiki Konst and Hannah Cranston, were let go. The Young Turks slashed more staff this week, ended a number of non-political programs. A person with knowledge of the situation confirmed to the Wrap on Tuesday. The company declined to say how many employees were affected, but a second individual with knowledge of the situation said it was at least 15 that were affected by the latest layoffs. That since June, the company has let go about 25 people. According to the individual, morale is low as the layoffs have affected studio employees such as editors, crew, and members of TYT's publishing team, as well as an entertainment host and producers. The shows that hit were called What the Flick, co-hosted by the Wrap reviewers Alonzo, and Pop Trigger and Nerd Alert. The latest cuts come 2 months after the network ousted some of the channel's most senior on-air talent. Reps for the company declined to provide a statement to the Wrap, instead directing us to the statement it provided on its website. Well, it's almost as if when you lie and you spread propaganda nonstop for years, people eventually tune you out. Now, I thought they would hang around till the next election cycle, but if they don't have a close Democratic candidate to shill for, I don't see them making it to the 2020 election cycle. It will be sad to see the old buffalo go out to pasture, but you know what? At least they're still better than us.
But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you.
And our next topic, it looks like old Zoe Quinn is rallying her game developer friends from, I can only assume, Gamergate, to come to comics and defect and protect her honor. Hey, game devs, I need your help. Let's support our cousins in the comics dealing with some really familiar BS. What was this article? Well, it was that Comicsgate won't be defeated by well-intentioned tweets alone. Now, I'm going to review this article on the live stream after the show because I think it deserves its own hilarious coverage. But Miss Quinn, I know you recently got a job with DC Comics, writing a comic book. I'm curious, how will you finish the Kickstarter in which you raised $85,448 and have delivered nothing? Nothing. I'm curious. This was estimated to be delivered in February 2017. Okay? We're a full 6 months late. The last update was January 1st. You took $86,000 from your backers and have provided them nothing. If you go to the comments, you'll see 2 days ago, one of your white knights arrived ahead of its impending scrutiny. I see the tweet on Twitter that the Gators have decided to spin up the propaganda machine about this game. You can tell the backers are super upset about the ... 108 comments. First reply, I am upset. I check back here every week or so. I'd rather it not get used as ammo. Is there any chance we could possibly get an update? I don't mind that the game's been pushed back, really, whatever's best for the game as far as the development schedule goes, but I'd like to know what's going on, especially since it's a half a year since the last update. Really, this game had such promise, but 7 months with no word is not a good sign. Also, with the conversion over to the mobile app or whatever, you'd think we'd hear something about that process or if it's going well or something, but instead, silence. Zoe should know better. I really mean that. So $86,000, take the money and run. Ms. Zoe Quinn has time to rile up her former game dev Gamergate buddies to come to the comics industry when instead she should be worrying about delivering on her Kickstarter. Now, I am on record saying that while this whole prospect that Kickstarter and Indiegogo projects are pretty new, the amount of people not delivering on their promises is criminal. I can't believe none of these people have been sued. And somebody like Zoe Quinn, we're talking about, by the way, grand larceny. Nearly $100,000 in cash, gone. No updates since January. I don't expect any of these backers will be seeing anything anytime soon. And the final story of the day, Riot Games has, of course, as expected, bent the knee to what I describe as a hilarious hit piece that was put out by Kotaku, then signal boosted by trash websites like Polygon and the others. Today, they issued a hilarious "I'm sorry" response and sharing their first steps to getting woke. This dropped today, August 29th. If you want to look at some of what they said, basically, to rioters, contractors, former rioters, and past contractors, we're sorry. We're sorry that Riot hasn't always been or wasn't the place we promised you. And we're sorry it took so long for us to hear you. In the days, weeks, months, and years to come, we're going to make Riot a place we can all be proud of. To players, fans, past and present, we're humbled by the time you've spent with us. We know the studio behind a game can be an important part of how you feel about the game. No, we don't care. The only reason we know anything about the studios making the games is because you tell us. I would rather never know how the studio who makes the game that I play feels politically, feels about anything going on in current times. I just want them to make the pizza. We've let you down, and we've committed to fixing that. Now, they forgot the word hit in front of this. The Kotaku hit piece, written by Cecilia D'Antanasio, was the result of several months of investigation and research. 28 current and former Riot employees spoke to Kotaku. Most did so anonymously. Thus, in my opinion, okay, when you're going to smear a company like this, you run a story like Kotaku did, full of anonymous anecdotes, you have at least some journalistic integrity to get some of those people to step forward. When you are a Kotaku or Polygon, you don't get to stand on past history of being honest because you don't have it. Now we see on their website today, by the way, many Riot employees are reaching out to my anonymous email address, watsyaskedforthis@gmail.com. Continue to do so. I'm putting together everything you're sending me. I'm also speaking to an Ubisoft employee. We've got a lot of things to break in the next couple of days, maybe next week. I want to make sure I get it right. They published this today, October 29th, our first step forward. To all those we've let down. Before we get into that, we have a few things to say. We read this. We understand that if you've had some doubt or hesitation, but we need you to know now more than ever, we need people who will drive change, fight for what's right. Building Riot wasn't easy. Rebuilding it won't be easy either. They're talking as though the company was completely destroyed. They could have just ignored it, right? Do you think anybody would have stopped playing League of Legends who spent considerable money on it based on a stupid hit piece on Kotaku? No. Nobody was leaving your game. I don't understand why these companies even respond to this. And then you get all these people coming out why I left Riot Games. Why? Because I'm a hero, right? These people, when they leave and they virtue signal, I left because the frequency and intensity of inappropriate behavior in the workplace. When you do this, I hope he never finds another job in the games industry. Things happen at work. You report them to HR. Okay? If HR doesn't fix it, then you leave and you sue them. That's how you do it. You don't turn yourself into some sort of e-celeb for quitting your job. You don't get to do that. There's a reason I didn't cover this article. It was sent to me by a lot of people. You're not a hero for quitting and trashing your job. Just like somebody who walks out of working at McDonald's isn't a hero for talking shit about working at McDonald's. That's not how adults act. You either make the change at the company or you find something else. You don't drag your old company back through the mud after you've left and think you're some kind of hero, especially when you didn't do anything to correct it or take them to court and litigate against it, did you? But we've got them fully bending the knee. We commit to doing things the right way, meaning the way that Kotaku and Polygon want you to do it, right? They're going to expand the culture and diversity and inclusion initiative. That's right. Diversity of skin color, not ideas, folks. They're going to be revisiting cultural definitions. They're going to hire a third-party evaluation. This is always the key. A third-party evaluation is exactly what led Papa John's to getting woke on their pizza, if you saw my video yesterday. And then they're going to have an investigation process with a hotline, internal team. They're reevaluating recruiting, training, staffing, all of this because a few disgruntled employees, former employees, and some anonymous sources who leaked information to Kotaku to help feed their hit piece said some bad things about your company. You have, 10,000, 20,000 employees in that building? I mean, who cares? Let them take it up with the lawyer. Let them take them up with your HR department. But this is not the way. We have to start removing the power of these people. Unfortunately, when you're Riot Games or you're Ubisoft, you're more likely to bend the knee. But we see companies like, with hope, CD Projekt Red and smaller development companies that will hopefully grow. The creators of Doom, id Software, hopefully grow to ignore this and remove their power. I'm not okay with harassment in the workplace. If you're doing something stupid, you should be fired. It's that simple. If your HR department isn't firing the people for that, then they should be fired. And if they aren't fired, then they should be sued. Okay? I'm not saying that this kind of behavior is okay. What I'm saying is we don't have any concrete evidence. We have nothing but anonymous sources and hit pieces written by social justice activism blogs known masquerading as games journalism. So not a good step for Riot Games. Definitely going to think twice before supporting anything you put out, because until you learn to serve your customers first and not the games journalists, you will continue to go broke.